What's up? On May 26th, I'm going to give you my video where I catch up on everything from Japanese wrestling in the year 2010. I have 2 Dragon Gate shows I want to review matches from. I have a New Japan pay-per-view. I have things from 2 Noah shows. I have an All Japan match, a Big Japan match, a Real Japan match, a match from one of the shows ran by Vader, and a match from a promotion called Futen or Futen. I don't know how to pronounce it. But as you can tell, I am back at college. I just wanted to I guess what's the word? It's adjust back to my college schedule before I can make videos again. And well, now I'm making a video. I'm back to being adjusted. So videos coming up. I'm definitely gonna have my 23rd Q&A. I believe it's 23. If it's not, it's just another Q&A coming up. I definitely wanted to do some more reviews coming up. And I know my reviews while I was at college last time were pretty lackluster. Like I was doing the watching wrestling at college thing, they were just at the end and people missed them. So I'm going to be returning to the old way of doing reviews. Because I know I did a better job while I was home, but now that I'm back in college, I got to get better about that. So let's just jump right into these Japanese shows. Alright. First show is Dragon Gate Final Gate 2010. And basically the first 2 matches on the show looked all lackluster, so I skipped them. And then I got right to the first with the 3-way tag team match between Ryo Saito and Genki Horiguchi versus Shingo and Cyber Kong versus Masaaki, Mochizuki, and Don Fujii. This match was good. It was an elimination match, so pretty much all the action took place before the first elimination. And once it got down to the final 2 teams, the action was a little lacking, in my opinion. Shingo looked really good here. Mochizuki looked great. Cyber Kong, I would give him a shot in DGUSA. I like to see him in person. He looked good here. Don Fujii, he looked all right. Horiguchi looked good. They made him look really strong here in this match. I like that. And they also and Ryo Saito looked good as well. Just everybody kind of just conserved a little bit of effort, because nobody went out there real hard because they don't want to overshadow the 3 matches that happened after, which I'm fine with. So 3.5. Then we got to the match, a match that I was really looking forward to, BxB Hulk and YAMATO. If this is any indication of what they did in New York, I really do want to see that match. I still haven't seen the 2 United pay-per-views, but this match was really, really good. A lot of great action. These 2 have very good chemistry, so I was glad to see it. YAMATO hit one of the most sickest brainbusters I have ever seen in this match on BxB Hulk, and BxB Hulk sold it like a champ. It was great to see. BxB Hulk did his, now his normal shtick. He doesn't really come out with dancers anymore, and he's a little bit more aggressive. So I really like that. So they kind of just put everything together, and it was a very, very good match. It was almost great. Strong 3 3/4, very, very good. Then we got to the Open the Triangle Gate match, which is their 6-man championship. If you don't know what it is, the Deep Drunkers team of Yushi Kanda, Takuya Sugawara, and Naoki Tanizaki versus the Warriors team of Shima, Dragon Kid, and Ricochet. This was the match of the night. A hair better than the main event because just basically, normally in Triangle Gate matches, when they have factions at ringside, they usually take away from the match. But in this match, they added to it, and I really, really liked it. Just a lot of great action, It was good to see because I really, really like the styles of Shima. I like Dragon Kid, and Ricochet, had been tearing it up on this tour, so I really liked to see that as well. Yushi Kanda did look. The Deep Drunkers aren't the greatest workers, so their gimmick kind of overplays that, and they did well here though. So I really did like that. They were playing up the fact that a star was born in Ricochet, and I really did like that. So 4 1/4. And then we got to the main event of Masato Yoshino versus Naruki Doi. For those of you who do not know, Doi did turn on Yoshino in Japan back in late October, I believe, and then didn't join up with the Deep Drunkers and was kind of their leader in a sense. And then he challenged Masato Yoshino. And this is one thing I really like about Dragon Gate pay-per-views. If you don't watch Dragon Gate, you can jump in at any one of the pay-per-views, and all the storylines going in are explained great. Even though it's in Japanese, you can still understand exactly what's going on, which I really, really like. You can understand why this match is so built up. They said this is the most successful tag team in Dragon Gate history, and they just split, and they made a big deal about this being the big blow-off match, or their first big-time match together against each other. They played an intermission match that they had last year, like in November, but they were still partners at the time. So this was, the first matches, feuding, in the sort of sense, and it was an aggressive match. I think they can do better than this, to be completely honest. There was a lot of feeling out here. There was a lot of just intense moves back and forth. If they just went out there and did their move sets on each other and just had a psychology here and there, I don't know why it couldn't be amazing. And this wasn't that. This was more of a classic Dragon Gate title defense. It went long, and there was a lot of great moves in it, and there was a great ending. With the highlight package, it was kind of obvious that Yoshino was not going to win with the Sol Naciente. So it was basically a lot of the comeback and just figuring out how Yoshino could win without using that submission hold, and it was done perfectly. I liked it a lot, but barely not as good as the 6-man. But definitely, man, if you can see the show somehow, I definitely recommend seeing it. The last 4 matches, they were all very good to almost amazing. So there's that. No, I'm not going to go as far to say it's the best match on anyone I'm reviewing here. There are a couple that are better. Actually, I think the 2 Noah matches. No. Let me decide. Well, I'll say this. This is the double main event with the 4 1/4 star matches are the 4th and 5th best match I'm reviewing on this whole review thing I'm doing. All right, then we got to Gate of Destiny 2010. 3 matches I want to review on there. One's in the middle of the card, and then the 2 main events. First is for the Open the Brave Gate Championship. Representing World 1 is Pac versus Dragon Kid. Just a great high-flying match. I really like these two and their styles together. They use the high-flying style against each other, so no one can, and they both also then did use kind of strength moves because they're both kind of smaller, which I really, really did like. And they've just put on a great match. Nothing else to say, really. 4 stars. Then I got to a 3-way, so kind of a 9-man tag. Takuya Sugawara, Naoki Tanizaki, and Yuji Kanda of Deep Drunkers versus Masaki Mochizuki, Dom Fujii, and a former Deep Drunker, and Kenichiro R.I. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And then they explain why he's in this match in the video package before. And then against the Kamikaze team of YAMATO, Shingo, and Separate Kong. Just if this match, had a lot more action, and this match might be 4.5. This match went long, and was getting up to that. Okay, we're gonna build towards an amazing match, and then just kind of stalled there. It was kind of weird, but I really still liked this match. Everyone got this other stuff, and it come off kind of like a clusterfuck in a little bit, but not really. It was still a solid match. I liked it a lot. 4 stars. And then we got to the match of the night as the main event. Masato Yoshino defending his title against CIMA, and I know I'm going out of order. The more recent pay-per-view I did first. This is the less recent, but whatever. This match did go long. They built on this match for the Doi versus Yoshino match, which added to it a lot. Yoshino and CIMA do have great chemistry, and they did show during intermission, I guess, the video package of all their previous title defenses when CIMA was champion, which I really did like. Great stuff here. It went long, and it was a great, very entertaining match. 4 stars. So if you can see this as well, I definitely recommend it. Then we get to the New Japan pay-per-view, Alive 2010. I don't like watching stuff out of order. I'm a stickler for that, so that's why I just kind of didn't watch this entire pay-per-view. I wanted to watch stuff that basically I had interest in or I heard was good, and these were these 5 matches. So first was No Limit versus the Motor City Machine Guns, returning to New Japan. Good stuff here. It definitely could have gone a lot longer and had a little bit better position on the card. But besides that, just pretty good stuff here. I mean, it's probably the worst match of the ones I'm reviewing for New Japan. But, it was good. I really like Sabin and Shelley, and then No Limit did look pretty impressive here. So 3 1/4, nothing against it. Then we get to the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team title match. Giant Bernard and Carl Anderson, Bad Intentions versus Yuji Nagata and Wataru Inoue, Blue Justice. Just great stuff here. These four just together all have just such great tag team moves, and it's just a great sight to see. Match quality wise, the Noah Heavyweight Tag Team division is kind of lacking. So to see these 2 teams go out there and do this, I just loved it. I really can't. I can't say one bad word about this match. It was so entertaining from start to finish. And I can kind of consider this is how good it is. I can kind of consider this the match of the night. It's kind of a three-way tie. They're all kind of basic 4-star matches, but because of just how different it was, I might even give this match of the night. Actually, I'm not. One of them was a little stronger in my opinion. Actually, maybe even two of them, but they were all kind of right around that same level. But this was still great. I loved it. 4 stars. Then we got to a match I was expecting actually a little bit more out of, but it was still very, very good. Prince Devitt versus Davey Richards for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. This match only went by like 14 minutes, and this was damn good. If they give these two 25 minutes, this can be a classic. It was like they were building towards that amazing match and it just like got cut off halfway. So we got to see the first half of the amazing match. So we're just waiting for the second half, but we're not going to see it. It's basically the match we got, and I really, really liked it. But they could have done so much better. Not to say I was disappointed because how much other stuff they had on the card. They kind of had to rush this match, which I'm okay with. But besides that, really no problems with it. I love Richards and I love Devitt, so 3 3/4. Then we got to a match which, when the winner was announced, I read the spoilers beforehand and I wasn't too happy with, but I can at least see why this person won. Tanahashi versus Goto for the number 1 contendership to the IWGP title. If you've seen Wrestle Kingdom, you know who won to this match. But this match was still great. Lots of stiff and great moves. These two have very, very good chemistry. I don't know why New Japan hasn't really put them more in the main events. I maybe can see that coming a little later this year with Goto maybe taking the belt from Tanahashi. Sorry to give spoilers, but I have already done a review on this channel of Wrestle Kingdom, which is the show after. So, just great stuff here. Goto is very underrated. He's one of my favorite Japanese wrestlers. So, this showed why. And Tanahashi is just one of the best all-around wrestlers in New Japan. So, he's the ace of New Japan. So, 4 stars, great stuff. But the tag was a little bit better. Then we got to probably the match of the night, Satoshi Kojima versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WGP Heavyweight title. Individually, I'm not big fans of either of these guys, but together they do have very good chemistry. So I really did like this. Nakamura, it seemed like they were booking it like a basic Nakamura title reign match where he was going to beat Kojima, but then in the end they had a different finish, which was very cool to see. Like the last 6 or so minutes, like if you watch the match back last April between Goto and Nakamura, where he defended the title, it's basically exactly the same thing, but it just had a little bit different of a finish, which I really, really liked. Just the last, it was completely great. I liked it a lot. Nothing really against it, but it was a great match of the night. If you can see this show, I really do recommend it as well. With 5 matches that are at least good, you have something for everybody there. So, match of the night for Nakamura and Kojima. Now we're going to get to the 4 Noah matches I'm going to review. The first one is from the finals of, what's it called? The Noah Tag League, I think. Something like that. Kenta and Atsushi Aoki versus Roderick Strong and Eddie Edwards. Or this is the Junior Tag League, maybe? I don't know. But it's the finals of a tag team tournament. Roddy and Eddie, being the 2 Ring of Honor champions, in singles champions at the time, it was really, really cool to see the 2 team up. And then Kenta, I missed him being in Ring of Honor, so it was good to see him work against 2 Ring of Honor guys. And Naoki has improved since the last time I had seen him. And these 4 just put on a match where there's a lot of awesome moves in it. And just Kenta has great chemistry with both these guys, so Kenta just went out there and kicked the crap out of people. Edwards took it. Edwards had improved since he had been in a big-time Japanese match. And then Strong, when his in-ring is definitely his forte. So, he did well in this match. And then Aoki, I was surprised how well Aoki kind of worked with Strong and Edwards because he really hadn't had any experience against ROH guys. He'd worked on that Live in Tokyo show, and then when people from America, like Bobby Fish as well, come over and have tours, that's how they get experience. But he hadn't had all that much, so I was really surprised to see how good this match was in hindsight. 4 1/4. Then we get to the 3 matches I'm going to review from the Joe Higuchi Memorial Show. First one is Kenta versus Naomichi Marufuji. Now, if you're expecting the Kenta versus Marufuji Classic, like you got no 06 or 08, you're gonna be so disappointed. So don't go in expecting that. Like I didn't go in expecting that, and it was all right. For Kenta Marufuji, it wasn't good, but this is much more of, I guess, because it was Marufuji's return match. I guess a little bit taken back, which I was okay with, 3 1/4. Then we got to the semi-main event for the GHC Tag Team Championship: Yoshihiro Takayama and Takuma Sano versus the Kings of Wrestling. I've always liked these two. The Kings of Wrestling in Japan, I've always liked them. These two teams had a match earlier in the year in January, so I really liked that. So they came back and did it here, and it was awesome. Just great stuff. During the entrance, I was I was like marking out because the Japanese crowd was like I heard some of them chanting KOW Kings during the entrance. I was like, that's so awesome. So definitely a great match, very entertaining, 4 stars. Then we get to the best match I'm reviewing out of all of these matches. Takashi Sugiura versus Takeshi Morishima. How brutal, just like without weapons, this is one of the most brutal matches I've ever seen. Sugiura almost broke his neck twice. Morishima and didn't hold back against the neck. And the ending was brutal, and these two just have such awesome chemistry. I was waiting for a singles match between these two, and then we got it, and it delivered so huge. This isn't going to make my top 10, but it was just so awesome. It was a solid 4.5 star match. Just when you expect a Noah title match, this is exactly what you want. It wasn't perfect, but it was just an amazing match. Loved it. 4.5 stars. Now we're going to get to an All Japan match: Suwama versus Masakatsu Funaki. Some people like this match more than I did, but this is still a great match. Lots of solid heavyweight moves. It was just what you want when All Japan kind of is a shell of its former self, but when these two went out there, it was just a great match to see. Suwama is a very impressive wrestler if you've never seen him, and then Masakatsu Funaki. I remember from his match earlier this year with Minoru Suzuki, and I was really impressed with him in both of these matches. So awesome match here. Probably the second best match I'm reviewing out of all of these. So it wasn't 4.5, but it was pretty damn close. Then we got to a Big Japan match: Takashi Sasaki versus Yoshihito Sasaki. I believe these two have no family relation. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I don't know why they would having this kind of stiff of a match if they were family members. But it is in pro wrestling. But whatever. Everything in Big Japan, this match, really didn't use weapons, or I don't remember them being used. So they just went out there and wrestled in Big Japan. So I really liked it. That's why CCW is recently doing this, stepping up their wrestling game, kind of like Big Japan did a couple years ago. So it's glad to see Big Japan still having their in-ring matches like this, 3 3/4. This is the first ever match I had ever seen from Real Japan Pro Wrestling. Alexander Otsuka, who I'd seen sometimes before, versus the first time I'd ever seen Hikaru Sato. This is a good match. It only goes about like 13 minutes, but it was good for what it was. It was for the Real Japan title, or the Legends Championship. It was just basically just Otsuka doing a lot of his offense on Sato, and that was basically your match. But it was good. Sato did get a lot of offense in, but then it just kind of ended 3 1/4. Then we get to a match from the Vader show. Vader, Two Gold Scorpio, and then Vader's son Jesse White versus Tatsumi Fujinami, Timon Honda, and Makoto Hashi. I really like Timon Honda, so it was good to see him in this match here. Fujinami and Hashi did look okay. I think they have some past with Vader. I'm not exactly sure. That's why they would put in this match. Two Gold Scorpio, is very impressive. I've always been a huge fan of it since ECW. Vader, he's a lot older now, so for what he can do, it was really good. And then Jesse White, I think he should be signed by one of these Japanese companies, because when you're lacking a lot of gaijin heavyweights nowadays, I think he'd do very well. I think he'd succeed. He definitely wrestles a little bit more of a Japanese style, being an American. So I really like it. This is a lot more of a sports entertainment match, though. It went about 20 minutes, 3.5 stars, very entertaining. Now the final match I'm going to review is from. It was more of a work shoot promotion, kind of like the Japanese version of Evolve, but it's more of a shoot than Evolve is. It's not booked by Gabe. And the participants were Takahiro Oba and Takeshi Ono versus Kengo Mashimoto and Manabu Suruga. First time I had seen all four of these guys. I was really impressed by Ono more than anybody else. It was kind of easy to tell who was who, even though I don't remember there being commentary, just by crowd reaction and just them calling out stuff and just by who I implied who everybody was. I think Ono was the one who was really impressive, whoever was wearing the blue tights. It was just more of a work shoot. I really liked this match. Just great kicks, and then when the wrestling took over, it was great as well. Just a great match, 4 stars. All right, thank you for watching, and leave me your thoughts on all these matches. I know that some people have done reviews here and there of this, so I'm now caught up on Japanese wrestling. I'll see you guys later.